The time Steve Jobs almost fired Jony Ive. I think by now we all know who Jony Ive is. He is the legendary designer over at Apple who's designed everything from the iPhone to the Apple Watch to the iMac. He's also the guy whose smooth, sexy, smoldering voice appears in Apple commercials and compels you to buy their products like Jesus Christ. But things weren't always so rosy for this legendary designer. There was a time in Apple's history when he almost ended up on the chopping block of Steve Jobs' company. So, how did this happen? Well, in order to understand how this happened, we first need to get some context around what Apple was going through as a company during this time. As some of you may know, Steve Jobs was very publicly fired from Apple and then rehired by Apple when those company executives realized they needed him. So, Jobs went on to form a company called Next after leaving Apple, and Steve was looking to bring back a lot of talent from Next and replace it with the current talent over at Apple. One of these positions happened to include the position of a designer, which was currently being occupied by Jony Ive. So Steve walks into Jony Ive's office, essentially looking to fire him and knowing full well who he wanted to replace Jony with. But as he steps into Jony's office, he notices something from the corner of his eye which completely changes his mind. Job notices prototype designs for the iMac, designs that Jony had created but wasn't able to pursue due to his standing within the company. Instantly, Steve has a change of heart and asks Jony Ive to do more of this, and promotes Jony internally within the company so that now he has more power within the organization. So that's enough of me putting my own sauce on the story. I want you to hear the quote straight from the horse's mouth. Quote, "That very first time we met, he had already started talking about re-engaging Harmon Eislinger, the founder of Frog Design, who had designed the first Mac. He came over to my studio to fire me essentially, I think." These are the exact words Jony Ive said on his first meeting with Steve Jobs. I personally find the story fascinating because the man was able to not only convince Steve Jobs not to fire him but also to promote him. I think that it's very well deserved, and that's about it, guys. That's all I have for you. That's the story of how Jony Ive was almost fired by Apple. I hope you enjoyed this tale. I hope you guys like and subscribe to the channel and share the video. Maybe donate your kidney to help with the cause. I hope you take care and have a great day. Bye.